They say remodeling your working space improves work efficiency. That's why we have decided to refresh our office. We have chosen PVC flooring as a floor covering. It is solid, reliable, and durable. However, let's consult a specialist first. Here's our specialist on interior works, Georgi. He is the most important man in this. So let's estimate the scope of work, shall we? Yes, you are quite right. Let's go. Okay, this is a typical office. We have just taken all the measurements. We recommend leaving an allowance of minimum 5 centimeters in relation to length and width of the room, taking into account doorways and walls. We have chosen Comitex Lin PVC floor covering. First, it is very solid and durable. Thanks to advanced manufacturing technology, a non-woven backing, glass fiber mat, and a protective layer make a firm structure that is almost impossible to destroy, even if you try. Next, this calendared film is a peculiarity of Comitex Lin PVC flooring. There are no crevices or micropores in this homogeneous solid material. That's why such substances as brilliant green, juice, markers, and others are not dangerous to it. And finally, Comitex Lin floor covering is undecayable and extremely wear resistant. Thus, it will serve for a long, long time. The surface is even without any crevices. The floor is dry, so we can start installation. We will need a sharp, safe knife, a spatula, and a special adhesive. Since we are installing PVC floor covering during the warm season, it has already got the required temperature and we can start our work. We unroll the roll very carefully, trying to avoid creases. We cut PVC flooring at the sides and fit it into the corners so that it lies flat on the subfloor. To fit the external corners, we push PVC flooring into the joint between the wall and the floor. Then we make a cut and pull the covering apart. Next, we fit the internal corner. Since the room is quite big, the standard roll width won't be enough. We will have to seal the joint between 2 sheets of the floor covering. Let's prepare the place where the joint is. We put 1/2 of the covering sheet on the other half with an overlap of 3 to 5 centimeters. After that, we make a cut in the middle using the sharp knife and a metal ruler. We take away cutoffs. We will return to sealing the joint between the covering sheets later. Now, we will wait for the PVC flooring to become flat. It is very convenient that PVC floor covering produced by Comitex Lin doesn't shrink because it means that it won't wrinkle or stretch out in the most unexpected places. When the PVC floor covering becomes flat, we can pass over to the next procedure, applying the adhesive. We turn up 1/2 of the PVC covering sheet. Next, we gradually apply the adhesive on the subfloor with one side of the spatula, making round movements. Then we remove the extra adhesive. The layer of adhesive must be dried a little, but not to the full. Normally, adhesive gains viscosity within 10 to 15 minutes, and after that, the PVC floor covering can be glued to the subfloor. We put the PVC floor covering on the subfloor covered with adhesive. Then, with the help of a compression roller, we eliminate all the air from under the floor covering, moving it from the middle to the sides. The good analogy is a smartphone screen protector. If you don't apply it carefully, there will be air inside, and that is not acceptable. Here, the situation is the same. Air, one day or another, becomes evident. When we remove all the air bubbles, we repeat the procedure with the second half of the covering. The first stage of installation is over. Now we will have to wait 24 hours for the adhesive to do its work, and then we can pass over to the joint sealing. There are two ways of sealing joints: hot welding method and cold welding method. In our office, we use the cold welding method of the so-called T-type. This is the best option for this room. A special adhesive for floor coverings on a polyester felt is used in a cold welding method. The hot welding method will be shown on a special stand. Now, when the PVC flooring is firmly fixed to the floor, we can pass over to joint sealing. First, we fix the masking tape on top of the joint. We dip the nozzle into the joint and move along till the adhesive goes deep into the joint. In 8 to 10 minutes, the adhesive on the tape will dry and we will remove the tape, pulling it back. In 24 hours, the PVC floor covering is ready for use. And now, we will show the second way of sealing joints, the hot welding method. Be very attentive. This method is based on heating the PVC cord with a hot air gun. Hot welding prevents moisture from getting under the covering during the service life. The floor exploitation is allowed a minimum in 72 hours after the above-mentioned procedures. This method is time-consuming and can be carried out by professionals using expensive equipment. It is mostly used to seal the joints in big manufacturing premises. The last touch in PVC floor covering installation is fixing floor moldings. We are doing everything carefully, without rush. So as not to damage the molding, start fixing it with an electric drill at low speed. That's it, Georgi. Thank you very much. We spent only a couple of days on all the installation procedures. So, all the things we have done here, you will be able to do at home during the weekend. The most important thing is to choose the right PVC floor covering and go ahead. Good luck!